Welcome to Retro Gaming with me. I'm going to be showing you today Dungeon Master, one of my favourite retro games, and it starts like this. In DOSBox, because I'm not going to be able to record on a genuine PC, and I prefer the PC version because it allows us to do things that other versions don't. So, to start the game we type DM and press enter, and then we have the lovely choice of VGA graphics, EGA graphics, Tandy graphics or quit. I can't have Tandy graphics because we're not on a Tandy computer, though that was an old 16 colour version of graphics. You wouldn't enjoy that. EGA graphics, which is kind of medium graphics for the age, and VGA graphics, which were the best graphics that were available when this game was first released. So we'll choose VGA, and then we have sound options. No sound, which is obviously quite boring. PC speaker sound. The PC speaker just made bells and whistles, beeps and that kind of sounds, which was terrible. The FTL sound adapter, which was a specifically designed adapter made by the company who made the game. The Tandy 1000, again I'm not using a Tandy. The Disney Sound Source, which was a lovely little box produced by Disney for their games. Sound Blaster, which was the most common device of the era. And AdLib, which was okay for making music, but wasn't very good for sound effects. So we're going to choose Sound Blaster. And we have a mouse, so I'm going to be using mouse, because the keyboard simulation of a digital joystick was awful. There's the FTL logo, the people who made the game, and our splash screen for the titles. So here is the main screen for the entry. We can either enter to start a new game, or resume to play an old game, or quit to get out of the game altogether. But for now we will enter and open the doors, and with the doors open you can now see we have a little keypad for controls. You can click on those with the mouse, but you can also use the character keys on the right. You can also use the keypad on the right hand side of the keyboard to go forward, back, left, right or turn. So first of all we'll take a step forward and turn around, and that's where you can see the doors behind us have now closed. We cannot escape. And if we go forward again and take a look there, that's a dead end. And here, following it round, there's something on the wall there. It's a little ring, probably used to hang someone up there or tie someone, chain someone to the wall. Not currently able to be used. Sidestepped to the right there instead of turning to the right. Let's turn. There we go. So that's the ring. That's the direction we want to go. That way's a dead end. That way's a dead end. But this way takes us to the Hall of Champions. This is where we'll get to choose our main characters. So we allowed 4 characters, because as you can see there's a lot of space on the blank space on the screen. We don't currently have any characters to control, so each picture frame on the wall represents a character. If we click on them it will show us who it is. I'm not going to try and pronounce that name. Iado Mr. Chiburi. I can't ever pronounce that one. If I did it would probably offend somebody. However, he's a Japanese character and carries a samurai sword and a little bit of gi. So he has practiced some kind of martial arts. We can either resurrect him and have him exactly as he is now, or we can reincarnate him and have him start again with no experience. But this is where one of the main differences between this version and other versions of the game. See here we have all of his stats. If we were to reincarnate him in other versions of the game, these stats would go down, and so would some of those stats. However, in this version, all he loses is experience, so he would no longer be an apprentice fighter or a novice priest. However, we'll look at the stats next. So, health. 50 health is good for a front character. However, the maximum health you can have in a starting front character is 100. So 48 probably isn't going to cut it. Stamina, about the maximum health we can, maximum stamina we can start with is about 75, maybe 80. So we want to choose someone who has got something good. 65 is good. Mana, the average character has 10 mana, and that is for magic, which we'll come on to later. So 11 mana, 65 stamina, 48 health. Isn't too bad. He would make a reasonable starting character, but certainly not the best. However, his stats. Now on the stats, anything 30 to 40 is poor. 40 to 50 is good. 50 and above is excellent. So, quickly run through them. Strength is good. Dexterity fantastic. Wisdom good. Vitality poor. Anti-magic fantastic. No, anti-magic just good. But anti-fire is fantastic. Again, we're not going to choose him because there are better characters. If we turn around and look, we'll find Zed, Duke of Banville. He clearly died because he's only wearing blue pants. He forgot his armour that day. But he does have some heavy armour on the rest of his body. And a bit of a torch, which is currently lit, but I guess he's frozen in time because he's dead, so it doesn't make any difference. Health 60, stamina 60, mana 10. So good, good, and average. But his character, he's novice at everything, but we would lose all that anyway. So he has good strength, good dexterity, good wisdom, excellent vitality, good anti-magic, and good anti-fire. So all in all, not a bad character. Certainly would be capable at the front, but we're not going to use him at the front yet. If we have a look here, we've got Elijah, Line of Utopia. He is good health, good stamina, excellent mana. He's also carrying a magical box which can be used to freeze life, and some basic wizardy type robes and sandals. He has good strength, good dexterity, good wisdom, poor vitality, excellent anti-magic, and good anti-fire. Actually would make a good front character or a good back character. For now, we'll move on and look at another character. This is Syra, Child of Nature. She's wearing an elven doublet, which is one of the rarest items in the game. There's only, I believe, 3 in the entire game. And some basic tabards. She has a bit of food. She has reasonable health, excellent stamina, good mana, and her stats are strength poor, dexterity poor, wisdom good, vitality good, anti-magic good, and anti-fire good. All in all, not a bad character. Certainly capable at the front or back, but not the best. Here we have Linflus, who has a complete set of elven armour, which makes him superb. He also has a bow which he doesn't have any arrows for, so it's practically useless to start with. He has good health, reasonable stamina, and average mana. So again, fairly useful at the front, fairly useful at the back. And he has good strength, good dexterity, good wisdom, poor vitality, excellent anti-magic, poor anti-fire. Not a bad character, but not the best. Here we have Gandor Thurfoot, who's clearly a little person. He has poor health, good stamina, excellent mana, and he's carrying a couple of poison darts that he could throw. Most creatures are susceptible to poison damage, apart from undead and monsters that use poison, which is practically all of them. So they're okay, but not much use in this game. Some good leather boots, pretty poor pants, but reasonable leather jerkin, so not bad starting armour. But he has poor strength, good dexterity, good wisdom, poor vitality, good anti-magic, and good anti-fire. Again, not a terrible character, but certainly one you'd prefer to stick at the back. Let's see who else we have. We have Hulk the Barbarian. As you would expect, he has superb health, superb stamina, but no magic whatsoever. That's not entirely a problem. We could always boost his magic later. He has good strength. No, it's not just good, it's fantastic strength. He has good dexterity, poor wisdom, as you'd expect, he's just a barbarian. Good vitality, poor anti-magic, and good anti-fire. He's also carrying a club, which he can use to whack somebody early on. Good berserker helmet, barbarian hide's not going to do much, and some sandals. So he's well worth considering as a front character. He would make an excellent tank. There we have Wu Si, Son of Heaven, although really should be Daughter of Heaven, don't understand that. But she has some lovely throwing stars, which could be lethal. She has silk and not particularly good armour. She does have 20 mana, so she would be a good back character, but her health and stamina are quite average, so the back would probably be the best place for her, somewhere here or here. She has poor strength, poor dexterity, excellent wisdom, good vitality, good anti-magic and good anti-fire. So again, not a bad character, but certainly more towards the back, as she is more of a ninja. Here we have, crikey, somebody out of the 70s or 60s disco era. It's Tiggy Tamil. He has terrible health, poor stamina, but fantastic mana. And you might notice he has 35 of 36 because he's holding a wand, which gives him an extra point of mana. And that is one way you can use to boost your characters that don't have any mana at all. He has terrible strength, good dexterity, excellent wisdom, poor vitality, superb anti-magic, and pretty average anti-fire. So all in all, a second rank character. Should be at the back, casting spells. Who else have we got here? We got Daru. He is Star Wars type Wookiee thing. He has superb health, excellent stamina, and a little bit of mana. Enough that he could cast a very basic spell, or create a very basic potion. So it looks like he's been casting spells because he's a neophyte wizard. And he has excellent strength, poor dexterity, poor wisdom, good vitality, poor anti-magic, and good anti-fire. Also another good tank. With Hulk and Daru, you would have a good starting set at the front, but with no magic. Let's have a look, see who else we can find. Where are we? That's Daru. Here we have Azizi Johari. A little bit of basic modesty. Bit of hide shield, a couple of daggers. Daggers are pretty good. They can be used for stabbing and slashing and throwing. But she has good health, good stamina, and just below average mana. She has good strength, good dexterity, good wisdom, good vitality, poor anti-magic and poor anti-fire. So a good front character, but not very good at the back. Kind of average at both. We've got better characters. Here we have Leif the Valiant. Reasonable set of starting armour. Excellent health, excellent stamina, and again just below average mana. He has good strength, good dexterity, poor wisdom, excellent vitality, good anti-magic and good anti-fire. So similar to Azizi, but better. Still not the ideal front character. There are others. That was Tiggy. This is Stan Bladecaster. Starting with an axe, always a good start. Excellent health, excellent stamina, 0 mana. Fantastic strength, better, probably the best we've seen so far. Dexterity good, wisdom poor, vitality fantastic, anti-magic poor, anti-fire really good. I often consider him as a starting front character because of his axe. Gives him a little bit of an advantage in the early battles. Here we have Woof the Bicker. He has a lovely empty flask which can be used for making potions straight away, and a little bit of leather to protect him. He has poor health, average stamina, but fantastic mana. Low strength, fantastic dexterity, good wisdom, good vitality, poor anti-magic, and good anti-fire. There's a face you couldn't trust. That smile is just too big. Morphus the healer. Plenty of food. Again, basic wizard kind style robes. Good health, good stamina, and good mana. Would make a good starting character for the front or back. And he has good strength, poor dexterity, good wisdom, good vitality, good anti-magic, good anti-fire. Then we have Layla Shadowseek. She has the earliest rope that you can find in the game. It's good for climbing into pits, but nothing else really. It's not usable as a weapon. She has some good boots, good pants, and only a silk shirt. Her health is reasonable, stamina good, mana very poor. Strength good, dexterity fantastic, wisdom good, vitality good, anti-magic good, but anti-fire poor. Sonya the She-Devil. She's wearing a little choker that does nothing useful, but she has a starting sword, bit of modesty protection, good health, good stamina, poor mana. But her strength is actually now the best we've seen, 54. Wisdom 39, which is fairly poor. Good dexterity, good vitality, good anti-magic, and good anti-fire. And then we move on to the next set of characters. We've already seen Linfluss. Nabi the Prophet. Good health, good stamina, reasonable mana. And 13 out of 15, meaning his staff gives a +2 to stamina, to mana. Dex strength, nothing to write home about. It's good. Dexterity poor. Wisdom and vitality good. Anti-magic and anti-fire excellent. And then Alexander. I'm guessing that's Alexander. He has a sling which you can use to throw pebbles at people. Good set of starting armor. Reasonable health and stamina. Slightly above average mana. Good strength. Excellent dexterity. Good wisdom, vitality. Poor anti-magic. Reasonable anti-fire. Down this little hidden corridor we have Hissar, the Lizard of Makan. Excellent health. Good stamina. Poor mana. But he has fantastic strength. That is the best we've seen at 58. Good dexterity, poor wisdom and vitality, good anti-magic, and excellent anti-fire. And hidden around the corner we have Gothmog. He has 60 health and 55 stamina, meaning it's pretty good, but excellent mana at 18. He's also wearing the Cloak of Night, which I believe gives you a boost to dexterity. So he's got 35 with the Cloak of Night on. He has 43. So, good strength, good dexterity, good wisdom, poor vitality, fantastic anti-magic, and the best anti-fire we've seen yet. However, he is cheating with his dexterity with his Cloak of Night, which you could always give to another character to improve theirs. Not many characters left. We have Hawk the Fearless with his 2 arrows but no bow. You can throw the arrows and they do a little bit of damage, but combined with the bow that we saw earlier from Linfluss, they would do significantly more damage. Some basic armor, excellent health and stamina, average mana, and his strength is good, dexterity and wisdom poor, vitality fantastic, anti-magic and anti-fire poor. However, his health would go up quickly because of that extra vitality. Let's see who else we have. Boris, Wizard of Baldor. Superb mana, excellent stamina, very poor health. And again, some basic armor, though the tunic's not going to do you much good. Rabbit's Foot would increase luck, which is a stat you can't see. So we don't know which characters are lucky and which ones are not. So he has 4 strength, good dexterity, excellent vitality, very excellent wisdom, good vitality, good anti-magic and good anti-fire. So, Wizard of Baldor, excellent back character but not very good for the front. See who else we can find. There's Chani, Sayadina, Sihaya. She has a Moonstone, which gives you 3 mana. Excellent for the characters that have no mana at all. So if you give them the Moonstone, the Wand and the Staff, that would give them 6 starting mana and allow them to start casting magic. Of course, that would mean you'd have to have just those 3 characters that carry those items. So she has fairly poor health, excellent stamina, excellent mana. Her dexterity is good, but her strength is low. Her wisdom is excellent, vitality poor, anti-magic good, anti-fire poor. And I think that is our complete list of characters. So who would you choose? Give you a little time to make up your mind while I choose the ones I want. I think I will take Leaf for the front, and I shall reincarnate him and just call him Leaf. I sometimes call him Leaf the Thief. There we go. So he is now active. That's his portrait. That's his character position. He's green. There we have his 3 stats, which is a health, stamina and mana. His hands. So if we right click on him anywhere, brings us into his character sheet where you've got full access to his controls now. But still, he's kept all of his stats, but he's lost his experience. Now we can see how hungry he is and how thirsty he is. And if I walk into a wall, you'll hear him complain because it hurts. Who else do we need? With Leaf, we'll take Linflas. No, we won't, because he's got poor stamina. We don't want Gandor. We don't want Sonia. We don't want Layla. We don't want Woof. We don't want Morphus. We don't want Stam. We don't want Daru. We don't really want Syra. Z isn't ideal. Idor is not either. He's good with his 70, 85, 10. So we will be taking Hawk the Fearless because of his stamina, his strength and his ability to cast magic early on. We will reincarnate him and just call him Hawk. Now we're looking for characters with good mana. Boris is a good choice with his 28, but my first choice is Woof with 30, and because he has his flask we can cast potions early on, so we'll just call him Woof. You can see they're now positioned. I'm going to move Woof that side just because when I've got all 4 up here, the next character is going to appear there, and if I cast a spell with this one, I would expect it to come down this side of the room, but it'll come down that side if I didn't move him. And we're looking for the last spellcaster. We could have Tiggy, but I really don't like his hairstyle. So we will go with either Elijah not Nabi, his magic's quite poor. This is poor as well. Charlie. I guess it's going to be Boris, another little person. Very poor health to start with, but his wisdom is superb, so his magic is going to grow quickly. His name is Boris. So we now have chosen characters. We find the exit. And because we've now got characters, we've got wait. Stepping on there opens the gate. And straight away we find some food. So we shall designate Leaf as the food holder. Little puddle, nothing there. Some more food. Some water. And our first scroll. If we look at the scroll, invoke full for a magic torch. So, as I was talking about magic, here is the magic thing. So we can use the top to select who's casting the magic. So first of all we'll get Woof to cast it. And then we have symbols. The first set of symbols are the strength of the spell. So we've got low, which is the lowest, and mon, which is the highest. And we can see the spells there. So we have low, on, e, pal, and mon. So most of the starting spells will start at low, but if we press the low, we then can see the next set are Ya, Vi, O, Full, Des, and Zo. So what these represent, Ya is the earth, Vi is vitality or water, O is air, Full is fire, Des is difficult to describe, you would need to read the manual, and Zo. So it did say invoke full for a magic torch. So if we add full, that casts a magic torch, which of course he needs more practice with. So let's go back to exploring. There's a hook on the wall, a hook on the other side, and here we have a Vi altar of rebirth. Got the Vi symbol. New lives for old bones. So if our characters do die, if we carry their bones to a Vi altar, we can resurrect them. And if we look around, there's another ring, our first door, and a piece of corn. So we click the button to open the door. There's a little grate down there, does nothing. Bit more food. Oh, a cheese wheel. And another apple. So that's got us with some good food to start with. And we'll close the door. And the only other direction we can go is down the stairs. So there is a torch there, so we'll take hold of that. If we put it in our hand, it gets lit. If we put it in our resources or backpack, it is unlit. So let's go downstairs. As we can see, it is pitch black. So let's try to get Woof to cast that spell again. There we go, a little bit of light. More practice needed. More practice needed. And a lot more practice needed. So Boris, let's see how he does. There was a sound of something moving. There we go, we can see. So there's a club there, so we'll give that to Leaf. And we have a mummy hidden behind a bar. So the gate, he can't open it, but we can. So, haven't really discussed it, but these are our actions. If you click on the character, so this one represents Leaf, Hawk, Woof and Boris. Click on the first one, you can either throw the club or bash with it. And with the empty hand we can punch, kick or scream. Screaming scares the monsters if you do it enough, and also is considered a priestly action, so you can gain priest spells. But let's go in and hit him, and then run away because he's going to hit us. You see, it takes time to recover when you've done an action. It takes time to recover. You can't do another one straight away. There we go, we kicked him to death. And small details hide great rewards. Drop that there. Take a dagger for Hawk. Store our food. And then we find a sword which we can use with Leaf. Now that, no use to us now because we've now got better weapons. We can only swing it. And that one we can stab or throw. Stabbing is a good action. Throwing probably isn't the best idea. But because we've been injured, we can choose to sleep, or we can use Wolf's potion bottle to create a potion. Again, if we take a look at our spells, if we cast Law and Vitality, or Law Vi, we can create a potion. It doesn't tell you what kind of potion it is. It says a Vi potion, but I know that will heal. So only healing a little bit, but it's still healing. And that means he's now fully healed. And we can continue the adventure. It is slowly starting to get dark. Okay, on the floor we have a key and a keyhole in the wall. Dead ends. Okay, so there we have water. If I click the name, we can change who drinks, and that also changes who is the lead character. So there's another keyhole. We have no more keys. It looks like we need a couple of keys there. Oh, there's the first one. Yep, that's the first one. We just need a second one, and then we can see there's stuff in there that we can loot. Lever there on the wall. That just opened the gate. Let's go in and see what's in here. A pit. Again, lever removes the pit. And we have some leather boots. Hawk has suede, leather is better. We don't know it's better, but we can presume it is. So that's 1.4 kilograms, and that's 1.6. So heavier tends to mean better. If we wanted to, we could fall down the pit and we may find something, but it's going to injure us, possibly kill us. So it's better off doing that later on, or keeping that rope that Layla Shadowseek had. And with that rope, you can escape down pits without injuring yourself. Good, the gold key has let us in here, so we've got another torch. There's another key. Let's make Hawk the keymaster. He has another dagger and another arrow and an elven doublet. Okay, let's see who needs that. So we'll give that to Leaf and replace Boris's tunic with a leather tunic, because all we should be doing is improving armor, improving weapons from the front to the back. Let's have a look down here. So we have something hiding behind there and a key. Lovely platforms on the floor, same as we had to enter the dungeon. That one opens the gate, that one closes the gate. So if we step back, step to the side, we can walk around it. Oh, and we found a little rock. So we need a key. We had an emerald key. Excellent. So, bit of a tunic. What you can't see hidden there is the grey key. It looks very tricky to find. Some of the keys in the game are awkward to get hold of, but a pair of gear trousers, no, well, actually, Woof could use them. Bit of modesty for Woof. And another sword. Hawk can use the sword. Boris can have the daggers because he can throw them. Woof can have the arrows because again he can throw them. Some more boots. Oh, got a good pair of suede boots there. So now everybody has leather boots. More torches. And another hidden key. So let's get out of here and see what's behind the other door. So, solid key first? Nope. Iron key. And we have, it's a screamer. So they're not particularly dangerous, they're not particularly fast, but they will do damage if you leave them to it. So we're just going to alternate between Leaf and Hawk, swinging our swords until it dies. Boomf. And then it's dropped us a little bit of food. And we have another door. Clearly something else there. Yep, another one of those. We know what to do with that now. And it's gone. And then exploring further. Oh, there's another key hidden in the corner. So if we hadn't looked, see, you can't see that far enough. If you turn there, you can't see it far enough. You have to actually go into the corner to see it. And then we have a door with a key. Now we could choose to use the gold key we've just found, but we might need them later. If we swing and hit the door, it can be broken down. Okay, now we're in another little puzzle. Some of them open and close the back one, some of them open and close the front one, but just by stepping backwards and forwards you can easily bypass that puzzle. And then we have 4 monsters. That's the most monsters you can have in a single square, matching the same number of monsters, same number of characters that we have. Okay, we're getting a little bit beaten, but they're dying quicker than we are. However, it's now pitch black, so apart from a bit of food on the floor, we can't see much. So we're either going to have to use the torches, or we're going to have to try more magic. Now, my preference is always to try and use magic first, so let's have Leaf cast a light spell, then Hawk cast a light spell. See if Hawk can manage a second one. Nope. Woof can. Still needs a bit more practice though. And we're back to full light again. See if there's anything hidden around here. Yep, there's another key. More monsters. Going toe-to-toe with the beasts is not always the best strategy, but for these simple ones, it makes little difference. Now this gate we can't break through because it's solid metal, But Leaf has just gone again to fight a level trying to hit it. Apparently Hawk is struggling to learn. Never mind, let's press the key in. There we go. Ah, pressure plate requires the stone to be on it. Conveniently placed stone for us. Ah, bigger monster. This one, we hit and run. Because he hits harder. But still dies quickly. So we're going to leave it there for session 1. We've got a door to go through. Actually, no, we'll go through here. Pick up the key. Find an apple. And then go back to there. Ready for the next session. So we'll save. And quit.